Welcome back to another week of the Both Sides Podcast. This is Gloria, aka Gigi, and I'm here with my co-host, Chima.
Yo, what's up?
And, I'm sorry, guys. I was laughing right before this, and I feel like I got to get all my laughing out before I could continue.
Yeah.
So, I'm good. Okay, so welcome back. How was your week?
Week was cool. Went to work this week. I think, I went to work this week.
Don't you work every week?
Yeah, I work every week. I don't know why I said I went to work. But went to work this week. Was cool. I really look forward to more so the weekends than the week. I think that's everybody. But this weekend, Friday, which was yesterday, I was at Delta Pi, which is Cheney University. Delta Pi was a chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, the fraternity I'm in. Had a probate, and I saw a guy that worked very hard to get to where he was, and saw his probate with some other bros and stuff like that, and it was cool. Tonight I'll be going to another one for Psi, which is Penn and Drexel and all those schools. So it's probate season, guys. It's lit. But that was my week pretty much.
Well, my week was pretty good. On Tuesday, I went to Wildin' Out.
Oh,
so it was the holiday episode.
I wish they called your ass up the time, they started flaming people. Yo.
They was flaming the person next to me, but either way, so they said it was a holiday episode, and my dumb ass, clearly, I always skim through stuff. Like, I don't fully read things, which is bad.
But you're always coming at me for not reading shit.
Great. I do, because it'd be crucial information that you don't pay attention to.
All right.
So pretty much they said it was a holiday episode, Christmas, dressed Christmassy type thing. All I saw was holiday. That's all I needed to see. So I thought Halloween, because it taped on Halloween. I roll up, I see everybody in Santa hats, and I'm like, oh, they're dressing up for Halloween, but they didn't want to be fully committed, so they put the hats on. They go in, they were like, oh, okay, we're passing out Santa hats, yada, yada. And I was like, for what? They were like, oh, we're shooting the Christmas episode. So you should have seen my face. I was like, oh, really?
So what were you dressed up as?
No, so I didn't dress up as anything, but I guess they wanted people to wear like green and red and stuff like that. It just so happened that I was wearing green.
Lucky.
Okay, and it just so happened that everyone I went with Whitney, Nicole, and this other young lady. Unfortunately, I forgot her name.
Wow.
But very nice. Either way, we all happened to be wearing green. Like Christmas green.
Oh, wow.
So it was a coincidence that it happened. So either way, they put us right in front of the stage. So it was really good. And I was like, damn, at first I didn't want to be in front of the stage because I was like, I know the roast people right there. And I had my big ass bun on my head. And I was like, yo, I know they're going to come at it. Like, I feel like, so but either way, we were right there. And it's interesting how much stuff goes into like taping the show, because for a 30-minute show, and it's not really even 30 minutes because of commercials, it took us like 3 hours to shoot.
Oh,
yeah. Nah. It was very long. I think we started maybe at 5 and we didn't leave till 8.
Wow.
I'm sitting there at this point. I was like, y'all need to pay me. You want me to stand up, sit down, clap, applause, scream?
So wait, what did they do? Did they ask you? Did they replay stuff and say, "Oh no, that wasn't funny enough. Let's do it all over again"?
No, legit. Like so Nick Cannon came out and they didn't like the way they came out, so they were like, "Okay, go back." And it took another 15 minutes for him to come back out. I was like, are you serious?
That's so what. Now I don't want to watch this shit no more because I know it's fake.
And so then they were like, okay. And so they got to like record stuff. And they were like, okay, laugh. Now, no, laugh more. Now laugh louder. Like,
well, they tell y'all to laugh?
Yeah, so I'm over there like, I really had to exert a lot of energy because they were like, laugh. Okay, louder. Okay, louder. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I didn't realize that how much went into it. And they sit everyone according to how it would look good on camera too.
Yeah, I'm not with that no more.
So like they had to switch the girls because they were like, oh, like your hair won't like photograph or video well on camera and stuff like that. So it was a lot of stuff, but it was still fun. They were still cracking jokes. Like, obviously, a lot of this stuff, I feel like it's already scripted or rehearsed.
Yeah.
And stuff.
It definitely is. And it's not off the dome.
Yeah. I wish it was.
Exactly. I think that would make it better. Just like, I don't know, I think SNL is unscripted. Mm-hmm. Or is it scripted to a point, but it's still...
You can do some improv.
Yeah, I don't think they tape it to a point where like, okay, now we have to stop it. It's like pretty much live. That's kind of whack now that I know Wild 'N Out. Ew, that's so corny.
Yeah, I mean, it was so funny. And then because we're right in the front, like for the bonus episodes, they were like, "Oh, what should we talk about?" and stuff like that. So Nick Cannon was talking to me and the young lady sitting next to me, and then like Just Hilarious was over there. Like Jacquees performed. He performed Bed.
How's Jacquees?
You never heard the song Bed?
What's Bed? The only Bed I recognize, I know, is from what's his name, Kevin Holiday or Jay Holiday.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say something real corny like My
I'ma
Bed.
put
Like
you to bed.
Ew.
Bed.
Stop.
Bed.
No.
I'm a royal over wisely.
If you want to sing, at least know the lyrics.
I'ma put you to bed.
Anyway, so
Yo,
no,
that's
it
my
wasn't.
shit.
It wasn't that. It's the basically the sample of Avant, or basically a cover because it's not really even a sample of "Read Your Mind."
Who?
"Read Your Mind" by Avant.
Oh, I was about to say who's Avant, but I know who Avant is.
Yo, every week you find a way to embarrass me.
I do know who Avant is. My bad.
So either way, yeah, it was just a lot of stuff going on. His background dancers were dancing mad hard, and I was like, I don't understand. The song is slow. Like, I wish I could show you how they was dancing. Like, I mean, it'll come out, you see it. I was just like, so I mean, overall, it was good. And, like I said, Just Hilarious was like dancing with me, and the girl sitting next to me and stuff like that. And the camera, at one point, the cameraman had the camera in my face, like on the side, for a solid 2 minutes.
Oh, man.
And
now
I was just like,
we're going to have this episode. Tell my brother to watch out for it.
Yeah.
I see Gloria's big ass hair on my television.
You gonna see it. You gonna see it. Because I'm right there, and I was tight because you couldn't bring anything. So we were off the grid for like at least 4 hours. Like your phone, like literally you just bring yourselves. And so I was like, so I didn't realize it was happening at that point. So I was like, damn, I couldn't even powder my face. Like, I'm going to look hella greasy on camera. Like, I couldn't even fix my hair real quick. Like, I'm going to be right in front. And so, I mean, check it out, guys.
That's good.
Yes, I did that. I also did the Great Jack-O-Lantern Blaze in, like, Upper Westchester, New York. So it was just this... it's just pumpkin carvings that are set up like really, really nice and like really dope. And so like a lot of people come from like all over to view it, and it was far as fuck. And I didn't realize that I was driving, and I was still driving, and I was just like, yeah, nah. I thought it was going to be scary, like people jumping out from the woods and stuff like that, trying to scare you, but it wasn't. It was just like basically an exhibit, which was cool to see.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
that's pretty much.
Anything else happen? Work? Anything? Nothing?
I mean, well, stuff did happen at work, which is pretty much what we're going to talk about today. Well, nothing happened, but we were discussing something at work about online dating, and I was just very interested. So pretty much is what led to what we're going to talk about this week. But before we do that... Do you want to talk about Arms of Alpha?
I mean, I could throw a couple plugs out there. Just want to say, guys, if you haven't seen already on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere you want to go check out the Spaces Philly Mixer, which is pretty much a live show with all the shows on the network there. So you have the Three Black Femmes. You have, of course, the Both Sides Podcast. You have Pilot Boys, Lulu and Pop. Plus some more. It's going to be BYOB. Not bring your own bitches, just bring your own bottles. There's going to be...
that was so annoying.
There's going to be free food. You know, niggas love free food. Mm-hmm. What else is going to be there? It is donation entry. So... Niggas, please don't be cheap. Just, support something. A little $5, 20 would be great. You know what I'm saying? If you got like that, bring 100. Just bring a bean and just drop it in the pot.
Hey.
But it is November 18th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now listen, to my black folks, to the Africans, to the Caribbeans, there are white people involved in this project. That shit will start at 5 p.m. sharp. And all right, it's 5, so it's going to 5 o'clock, so let's do the math, plus 2.5 hours.
So I'm going to show up at 7.
I'm going to show up at 7. No, none of that, because you come up at 7, the show is going to be almost ending. Okay, guys? So please show up at 5 p.m. promptly. Just bring some, like I said, $5 donations, $20 if you have. If you can't make it, I will still appreciate it if you guys supported it by just, donating some money. November 18th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you have any questions, email us, call me, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. Also, for my community service, Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd, we have the Arms of Alpha Thanksgiving Day community service events. We've been doing this for a decade and a half, clothing the homeless, the less fortunate around the Temple area, as well as feeding them and providing toiletries. Hygiene is, is good. Cleanliness is close to godliness, guys.
I wish.
You wish what? No, go away.
I wish you understood.
Leave my pimple alone.
Yo, Chima got these two massive ass.
It's because I was drinking soda. So the next day,
So why would you drink soda?
I don't know, because soda is good. You can mix it with like honey jack and shit, and it tastes great. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Arms of Alpha, Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd, from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. I would appreciate it if you guys donated money. You can find that link on my Instagram, my Twitter. I will put on the Both Sides Podcast Twitter page.
7:30 to 3:30. That's a whole work day.
It's Thanksgiving Day. So you're giving to the less fortunate. So for those who don't actually, like to give to the less fortunate, like Gloria, this will be one day that you can just, a day of service, help out with food by feeding them, help out with by providing clothing. Donations, please, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Like, the last thing you ever want to think about is not knowing where your next meal is coming from, especially on Thanksgiving Day. We are fortunate enough to have, the options as to what we want to eat, what time we want to eat. There are people who don't have that that luxury, don't have that privilege. So November 23rd, it's at the YMCA by Temple University. If you need directions, you want to donate stuff, please let me know. I will schedule time to pick stuff up from you. But please donate. Finally, check out Black Experience Worldwide, guys. You just want to check out Black Experience Worldwide. If you have any videos of you in black spaces doing black things, please tag us on Instagram, tag us on Twitter. Use the hashtag BXWW.
What is a black thing?
Black shit,
What is black shit?
I don't know, black things, Listen, I'm not trying to get in there because that's going to open up another discussion, so we can worry about that later. But please, guys, use the hashtag. Website is coming. Events are coming soon. There are a lot more coming through Black Experience Worldwide. So I do appreciate you if you are already using the hashtag and the adding us on your pictures. If you're not, please start doing so because we want to let the world how wonderful it is to be black. Okay. Gloria, have any plugs? Anything you want to plug in? Any comedy shows you're doing? Any stuff like that?
Comedy show? Because I'm so funny.
You're not
right?
funny. Okay.
Actually, people tell me I'm funny all the time, and I'll just be like, I know.
But didn't you say you were doing you were about to be a sex operator though, right?
Who said that?
You told me that in the car.
You were such. You had me thinking did I say that?
Gloria, that's wild.
Yeah, no.
But guys, so check that stuff out. And yeah, let's get back into it, guys.
Wow.
But yeah, please just support. Spaces Philly Mixers, Arms of Alpha, Black Experience Worldwide, and let's get back to it.
Yeah. So back to the topic at hand. So we're having a conversation about work, about online dating and stuff like that, and it was disclosed to me somebody spent $300 on eHarmony.
She got money.
So I guess my follow-up question was oh, that's an investment, $300 is not light unless, you got it like that, which I don't. So $300 is a lot of money to me. And so I was figured if you're going to invest into something, why not that?
So what exactly does the $300 cover though?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think I was just still stuck on the 300 that I didn't even ask what it's covering. Okay. But I know they do take extensive personality tests that ask you a bunch of questions to try to match you with the right partner.
What does that $300 cover though? Is it the background check, or is it just to pay the employees to do the background check?
I don't know if they do background checks.
Or so is the $300 for a questionnaire to find out if somebody matches with? No.
I think so, to the point of it being an investment, because everything is an investment, right? Essentially, if you're investing your time, if you're investing your money, resources. So I guess, would you invest that much money into online dating?
I think we kind of do. I mean, we do. Just like you said, we do invest certain things. Online dating to me is nothing past Twitter and Instagram.
What do you mean?
Because I can't see myself paying $300 for eHarmony or Match.com or BlackPeopleMeet.com or ChristianMingle.com, any of that. Like, I couldn't see myself possibly doing that just because personally, I've never had problems in the dating section, right? You know what I'm saying?
You sure about that? Have you seen Chima for just a few years ago?
Yeah, I'm about to flame Gloria right now. Guys, actually, you know what? You guys should check the Both Sides Podcast Twitter page. I got a surprise for you this week. I got all the pictures. I got all the pictures you need. Listen, it's gonna be Throwback Thursday is about to be lit. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I couldn't see myself paying $300 for online dating when Twitter is free. Nowadays, like when, like it's easy to. I don't know if I have this problem. Like maybe it's more so from a women's perspective, I guess. But then again, men are also on this site because then the women have to be matched with someone. Mm-hmm. So it's. I hear more women complaining about the whole dating scene as opposed to men. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if more so men don't really have a problem with it because we kind of dictate how almost relationships go in a sense, whether or not we want to date you or whether it's just more so a sexual thing, which is most times, it really just comes down to us just trying to fuck and leaving. And then we decide who we want a wife and who we don't want a wife.
Yikes.
Like I said, I've never had that problem, so it's very hard. My views may be skewed.
Right, but I want to hear your views on the matter because essentially you said Twitter is free. Are people dating people off Twitter?
Every day. You don't see those success stories?
I do.
From the DMs to the wedding bells or wedding rings or whatever. Like Twitter, listen, it's.
But I guess my question is because Twitter was created for social media, right? So, I guess exchanging words and stuff like that. Your first premise on going on Twitter isn't let me go find a man, let me go find a girl.
It's not. It's just to chill and talk.
And talk and, get entertainment. But so that's my point, though. So if you're joining Twitter to be entertained or get information, or maybe you like the information a Twitter is providing. Mm-hmm. You're not going on there to be like, where my man at? If you say Twitter is free.
But I think I think that may be also the issue with the online dating thing, right? Because you do go into all these sites, ChristianMingle.com, eHarmony, and all this with the purpose in mind of finding someone, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've always been a firm believer of, at least when it came to love, that you would always find the love as long as you're not really actively searching for it. You understand? Because, when you're really pressed to find somebody or when you're pressed to find something, have you ever been in nature where like, yo, where'd I leave that pen at? I'm looking for that pen. I'm looking for this pen. I'm looking for this pen. You can't find the pen, right? But you're just doing something so random and actually that shit just pops up like, oh, that's that shit I was looking for. You never had that?
Yes. So I guess you're saying, is it wrong to be intentional with love or who you want to invest your time in? Because I don't see anything wrong with being intentional with that.
In a sense, I kind of do because, like, actively looking for love, right, I feel like you're going to, I don't know, I think it really changes how you move, especially in a social setting, because now you're just in a sense where I'm looking for somebody to either fit this criteria so I can date them, or every interaction you have with somebody may be to a point where it's to always force a relationship. So things may not move as naturally as they should go. As for example, if I'm not looking for anybody, I just go out with a group of friends and I see somebody, we have a conversation, we're chilling, and from there we just end up, maybe going out or getting a number and stuff like that. Things just progress naturally where we're just cool, we're hanging out and stuff like that, right? There's not really a relationship in mind with this person. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, I want to chill with this person. Over time, you hang out with this person enough. Maybe you guys develop that attraction, and from there, you end up like fucking, right?
Is everything we're fucking?
I mean,
like,
listen, I don't know. I guess for guys it is, but you end up having sex with this person, right? And from there, you build this bond, and now you want to be in this relationship with this person because now you've had that sexual experience. You've you've chilled with the person, on a regular. So this is somebody you can always hang out with, right? So it just naturally progresses. Now in a situation where you want to go out and you're actively looking for a boyfriend or you're actively looking for a girlfriend, everything is always going to point to, trying to be in a relationship with this person. Now you're going out with this person. Now you're judging every little thing that they do because you're in your mind, you want to have a relationship with this person, right? So everything is just going to be judged according to that. I guess, can I see myself in the long run with this person? Whereas in the other case, you're just like, I just want to chill with this person. And then it's like, this person's really chill. It's cool to be with and stuff like that. And that connection develops. So there's nothing wrong with being, I guess my point, there's really nothing wrong with actively searching, but it can definitely still hinder how relationships progress or how you interact with people, which in a sense could kind of hurt you.
Yes, but yes and no, because that's true. If you feel like if you are going out with the sole purpose of trying to find your man, essentially, then every man you come across, it's like, is he gonna be my husband?
It's like, he loves to talk.
Is he?
I don't like the way he talks to women like this. I don't like the way he, he does this. So you're so critical about every single thing that person is doing. When I say I bring up Twitter is free because you're in a space where you're just chilling. You're tweeting, you're having fun, you're interacting. And the reason why I like Twitter, right, as opposed to any other social media like Instagram or dating sites like eHarmony and Christian Mingle and all that.
As to you like Twitter in regards to finding someone?
To finding somebody,
okay.
Right? Is because, one, like you really go in there just to either talk shit or express your thoughts. Either way, it's more than just Twitter, right? Because the way you present yourself on Twitter is kind of the way you are. A lot of people say I'm more than my tweets. Which is cool, right? But the way you laugh at jokes, the things you laugh at, the things you tweet when you're upset and stuff like that, kind of play into who you are as a person. So when somebody sees that over time, right? So I've been following you. If I follow you for like a year or 2 years or however long, right? I can kind of gauge the kind of person you are depending on how you tweet, So if you're somebody who's always tweeting misogynistic shit, I'm like, okay, this nigga is a fucking misogynist or has misogynistic tendencies or stuff like that, right? And you post a couple pictures of yourself a couple times, where you are, how you look, what you're doing, and things like that. And from there, you can kind of create a profile on this person, and it really just takes one like or a few likes to get your attention, right? Or then the other person's posting thirst traps here and there, and then the other person likes your picture back. Next thing, one DM like, "Hey, how you doing? I've seen you on my timeline for a couple times. I've never formally introduced myself. What's up? This is me." And then from there, you start laughing, and boom, y'all linking up. From there,
that's an ideal situation.
But it's happened multiple. Listen,
it has happened, but that's not my point. But that's not my point. Okay, you're saying Twitter though. Just off the strength of Twitter, but online dating is more than just Twitter. There's like the dating websites, there's dating apps such as like Tinder. I think, what is the one that women have to initiate the contact first? I think that's like Bumble or something like that. Whatever it is, like Grindr, if you're into that type of thing. So it's like there's so many avenues to go. So my point is, like you said, for it to, I guess, be more of a natural connection than it being forced. But again, if you're going on Twitter, right, because you said Twitter is probably a better avenue for you to meet people because you could kind of see the way they think based off the way they tweet and things like that. But you're still going in with the same mindset. What is the difference?
No, but okay, so for somebody who's logging into or getting an eHarmony account, right, you're not going there just to chill and like, oh, let me just network with people and stuff like that. That's not your mindset is to go, hey, let me see who's on here. I could potentially have a relationship with this person, right? So you find somebody, everything you're going to do is going to be critiquing towards, I guess, can this person be somebody I can be with for a long period of time, right? Or I can be in a relationship. So how they tip the waiter, you're going to be, I like that a little bit.
But you could do that in normal interactions too.
No, but you can, right? But if, say both of us go out, like, let's just go somewhere, right? We're just chilling, right? And it may not occur to you, okay, or why do you tip this person like this? Or in a sense, my mindset may not be thinking in that relationship realm. It's just like, oh, yo, this is how you are as a person. And over time, right, I get to, or we can just, we build this bond where we can be together, even though you have these little flaws. In an eHarmony situation, right, if I go out with a person on, okay, we have a date today, and I don't like that first date, that's it. There's no second one. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to do any of that. That's like, okay, I've cut off this person I can't be in a relationship with at all.
Yeah, I'm lost to the point you're trying to
prove. The point I'm making is that in a situation where I've just created a friend, right? Somebody who I'm just chilling with. If I meet you off Twitter, like, oh, you know, I've been seeing your tweets here and there. I like the way you are. Over time, you've kind of built a relationship with this person, right? So I can see
you multiple times. Tweets.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, based off tweets.
I want clarity.
Yeah, based off tweets. So, so even if you may not like the way I do things, a certain way, or little things, you know, because we've had this relationship, we can still meet each other at different points in time where I can get over the things you do, or we can talk about the things you're doing, and I'm really trying to get. I'm trying to find the point I'm trying to make, and hopefully somebody who's listening can also like kind of understand what I'm saying, and they could kind of clarify what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying in terms there's a sense of familiarity from Twitter.
Exactly.
Okay, but I still disagree, because at the same time, like, you're still going based off tweets. How you're tweeting is different from who you are as a person, yet is given a window to maybe how you think and certain things you find. Yes, I do, because you're trying to tell me people don't act a different way online than they do in real life.
I mean, there's a possibility, right? But here,
is that yes?
There's a possibility.
Okay, so that's my point. Okay, no. You make your point. Let me make mine.
All right, go ahead.
So my point is this. So you're going off the familiarity aspect of Twitter. You've seen, you probably interacted a couple times. So if we do go out, and let's just say, to your tipping example, you tip like $2 on an $80 bill. Okay? I could have met you on Twitter. I could have met you in the street. I could have known you from my friend, and my response would still be the same. It doesn't matter if there's that type of familiarity there. I understand how that might lead you to be like, you know what? I could overlook that. Maybe we could do a second date, but that's on that person solely. It has nothing to do with, oh, I'm familiar with them off Twitter, so that means because I didn't like the way they tip, I might give them a second date just cause.
But here's the thing.
No,
here's
that
the
doesn't
thing.
make sense.
Here's the thing, because even with Twitter, especially, and this is more so for people who are, I guess, religiously on Twitter, or who use it more than the average person who's at least always on there, right? Mm-hmm. These topics come around. We have $200 dates all the time. We have tipping topics all the time. Twitter pretty much touches on every single thing that you can go through in life, right? So at a point in time, you may see how this person responds to what they're saying, what that topic is, and you can kind of be a judge as to how that person may react in real life. Unless they say, oh, after they tweet some wild shit, like, oh, I'm just fucking around. I want to do that. I don't understand how people, tip low, blah, blah, blah. You can still kind of get a gauge for a person, how they will react based off tweets, because you can create a profile. And even people in the FBI and all these governmental positions or law enforcement create profiles based off what they see on your Instagram, off your Twitter and stuff like that. Because say somebody who's on Instagram and posting flashy shit all the time, you can kind of create a profile based on that person. Mm-hmm. The person and that's pretty much in, those profiles are used in, for example, in terrorist cases and stuff like that, based on how they tweet and how they interact on social media. Mm-hmm. A regular person can do the same. If I see that all the time you're talking about, women should always wear long skirts and shit like that and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I don't expect you to automatically change your views and say, oh, he's a different person online when I meet you in person. Especially if you tweet about that all the time. A lot of people think that it's just Twitter, right? But you can get a lot from that. And that's why I'm saying with eHarmony or all these dating sites, online dating, the point is like, okay, first of all, they give you the best points, right? Mm-hmm. On these dating sites. So it's like it's like a resume, highly, really ambitious, really, or great organizational skills. Right now. Listener, loves women, loves pets, loves all this shit.
Hey.
Then maybe like for their dislikes or stuff like that, they might just put like shit to soften the blow. So it's like, I don't really like, maybe women that take too long, or I mean, just shit that's not like outlandish. Like they won't put some shit like don't like women who wear short skirts. They may say like love conservative women. You know, so to soften it's to kind of make it look better than it is, right? Whereas if you follow somebody online for a long period of time, it's very hard to keep up that profile where you're like, you're not wild or you don't say some reckless shit, because eventually it's gonna come out. That's, I mean,
I understand.
My point is, I just can't see niggas spending $300 on eHarmony because it's a waste of money to me.
So
when Twitter's free.
Okay, so now that Twitter is free and so everybody essentially should be able to find your partner on Twitter, according to you.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
It doesn't go like that. Then I feel like everybody would have already found
Twitter or real
their
life
person.
But then again, it's like if people okay, so technically speaking, everybody can find the person in real life.
No,
right?
what? Okay.
Okay, right. Everybody can find a person in real life, right? Because eHarmony is just eHarmony, Twitter, and all these social are just avenues to kind of reach out to the person, because these people still exist, right?
Right. So do you, I guess online dating, online dating increases the visibility of a person you probably would have not known or encountered in real life? Because let's just put it that way, like this. We all go to work, right? We work whatever hours you're working, depending on what you're doing after. Maybe you go to the gym. Maybe you have class. Maybe you got to take care of some other things. Maybe you got a second job, right? Or maybe you socialize a little bit on the weekends. The windows or the opportunities to really meet other people, unless you're going, like I said, if you're kind of social and you do go out. If you go to like a day party, you go to brunch, maybe in a grocery store, maybe at the gym. There's other avenues you can meet people, but maybe there's somebody in your town, in your city, maybe in your same neighborhood that you wouldn't have exposure to unless you saw them online, because everybody is moving in their silos. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to work. I'm going to school. I'm going to class. I'm doing whatever else. What are the chances that we're really going to bump into each other? And
that's understandable, right? But I just don't think online dating is an authentic way to finding, or like these dating sites is an authentic way to finding somebody.
So how is Twitter?
Because, like I said, because it goes back to the intention or original or the use of it, right? If I guess you categorize eHarmony and all these dating sites as kind of, would you say it's social media? I don't know if it is. Maybe not. It's like essentially it's putting your resume on
your dating resume.
Your dating resume on the website, right? So for a job, right? A job doesn't know you personally. They don't know the little shit that you do, or maybe like if you like to take 5-minute breaks every time you do 10 minutes of hard work, right? They don't know the little things. On your resume, you're gonna put hard worker. Maybe because you go hard for those 10 minutes, you know, and shit like that. So it's the same way with online. I don't think it's really authentic because...
but you take a risk with anyone. If I saw someone in the street, if someone approached me on the street, Chima, okay, and they said, hey, I think you're beautiful. I really want to take you out. You're not going based off nothing either. I mean, and you like the vibe. And you say, you know what? I will take a chance. You know, let's go to dinner on Tuesday. My point, no, you're saying that is not authentic. I don't understand, because you were like, it's basically a resume. You're putting your highlights. What is the difference if someone met me on the street, if I met someone at a party and they said, oh, damn, you dancing to the song, you vibing, oh, damn, he feeling the way you move.
And it's the same thing.
And then it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. But here's the thing.
Talking about?
My point was, the original point that was made was about spending $300.
That was not the point.
It was the point, because the whole thing started with
the point. Gloria,
listen. The whole thing started with her spending $300 on the eHarmony or whatever site, right? And I said Twitter is free, and the reason why I was saying that is because it's inauthentic with online dating, because this is somebody who's just putting their dating resume on there, and as opposed to meeting. Wait, let me get my point. As opposed to meeting somebody on the street, I'm not paying $300 to walk down the street. It's just happening. So if I meet somebody on there, right, I'm not necessarily losing out on money by meeting somebody who's going to put their best profile up there anyway. Wait. I'm not done. As opposed to somebody who's on Twitter, right? Twitter is just like walking down the street, right? In this case, this is somebody that you've probably been following for a while. So you've seen how they interact with different situations. So you can kind of get a gauge or a profile of that, as opposed to an online dating or even meeting somebody on the street. My point is, there's a familiarity.
Yeah, get the word right. If you're gonna go so hard, get the word right.
Fuck out of here. There's a familiarity with with knowing people and how they could potentially act in certain situations, so you don't waste your time on it.
Let me tell you, what everything in dating basically is a gamble. It goes back to the initial statement of an investment, right? So even if you're not losing out on $300 by spending it on whatever dating site, right?
Yeah, that's a lot
but
of money.
if you do go out, you see someone, you take them out on a date, you're making an investment regardless. This is what I'm talking about. You
still got to take the person out on a date for the $300 shit.
Okay.
So now you down. So you go on a $200 date off of spending $300 on eHarmony. Now you down $500, as opposed to somebody you met on Twitter or on the street and you only down $200. Listen, the math don't add up to me. I ain't a mathematician, but I'd rather be down $200 than $500.
That's true, but it still is increasing the visibility. This is my point, though. Okay. All right. My point is this. Again, we're all operating in silos. There could be somebody even in your neighborhood that you wouldn't be exposed to otherwise. And then it's like, damn, you're really dope. Oh, okay, we met online. Or even, let's not even take it to online dating and spend $300 on eHarmony, Match, Christian Mingle, whatever. There are apps, right? Tinder's
for fucking.
Whatever other apps. I think it's like coffee and tea or something. Coffee and muffins or whatever people.
For white people.
That you can meet people off of.
And fucking what's that shit called? The 45.
What?
What's that drink called that they be pouring? That be drinking
Colt
back
45?
in the day. Is it? Hold on, I gotta find the name of that shit. Oh my goodness, it's
What
like
are you
the
talking
beer.
about?
Yo, Mark, you don't know the name of that beer? It's like 45, something 45.
Colt 45.
Is it Colt 45?
Colt 45.
Isn't that a gun too, though?
Baby, that's all you need.
It's a gun too, right? Okay, that's why I was stripping. Okay, so like the Colt 45.
I told you the name already, so you didn't believe me the first time.
Yeah, I don't know, because you're a woman. That's why I'm fucking with you.
Yo, if y'all saw my face right now.
Woo! That's your misogyny for the day.
Oh my God. So either way, those apps are for, I guess, if you're saying for fucking, but they're also free as well, right? You could probably easily meet. See, we're all putting up,
to me,
I guess our best presence online, or so.
Okay.
So even on Twitter, let's move it to Instagram. You putting up your best pictures. You're not gonna put up the picture. Most people won't put up the picture with your dusty ass cornrows, your hair bonnet. You won't put up your beard and growing it. So you put up your profile. So everyone is putting up their resume.
And I understand that, which is why I didn't use Instagram as an example here. My point with my case was Twitter.
But then
I pick and choose because
no. If we're gonna talk about it, then we need to talk about it on all spectrums.
That's fine.
Because you're making
Instagram,
a very closed argument.
That's fine.
If you're only
Instagram,
referring to Twitter.
But think about it, right? How often, first of all, like how often do you post on Instagram?
Not often.
Okay, so that's not a good way to even for social media. The reason why I use Twitter,
yes, you can, because it depends on the person.
The reason why
if
I
the
use Twitter,
person posts pictures all the time, and this is what you're looking at. They on the beach, they on a boat, they're at work, they're doing whatever. They're posting all these pictures. You also seeing. You also are seeing their resume as well. On Twitter, you're seeing it via words. On Instagram, you're probably seeing via pictures. You can even see it via captions. They could even put those little word thingies and upload it as a picture. It's right? Different. No, okay, so. I too am showing you the highlight reel, right? So you should see me on vacation. You see me at work. You see me go to the library. You see me at the gym. I too am putting out my resume, which you are then enthralled by to DM me and say, hey, she seemed like a dope chick. I like the stuff that she writing. She seemed like she's spiritual. She seemed like she work out. Let me see. I'm interested too. And this is how I'm going to approach it. Okay, so your point of the Twitter or whatever is now null and void.
It's not. Let me tell you why it's not. Because here's the thing. First of all, so for somebody who tweets a lot, your post for somebody who posts a lot is not the same as somebody who tweets a lot. Let me tell you. And first of all, you're posting pictures, right? So you're always going to put it's just like you said. You're posting the best aspects of your life, right? Just the same way with eHarmony, you're putting the best things forward for people to see.
Exactly. So what's the difference?
The difference is with Twitter. The reason why I use Twitter specifically is because you can gauge exactly how people respond to topics. Instagram, you're not posting a picture based on a $200 date.
You could, though. You could post a response. You could post a question. I want you to think. Because right now you are not thinking. You are not thinking. You are not thinking.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm saying you can put up a topic. You can also engage with people on Instagram. That's why comments are there. Are you trying to tell me that you can't engage with people on Instagram?
That's why comments.
You interact with them on Twitter. It depends on why you're posting on Instagram.
Gloria.
Okay, so if you post something about, let's just say, about a $200 date, because you can actually, it's not actual pictures you can post. You can put those word text or whatever apps you use to do that, and you can create a conversation and dialogue that way. And you could also see, based on how people are responding to that topic, how they feel about certain things too.
But here's the thing. Twitter is like a forum. Twitter is like a forum. Twitter is like a discussion board. Yes or no?
Yes.
It's Instagram like a discussion board.
Yep.
Now you just, you know what? No, fuck y'all.
No, it's not.
But Instagram is not a discussion board.
I just gave you an example. That's
an example of how you can have a discussion. That's an example of how you can use it. Can you use a car to kill people? Yes, you can. Is the intended purpose of a car to kill people? No, it's not.
But does it still do it anyway?
Oh my fucking! Now you just don't want to listen. Can you? Oh my!
Now I don't want to listen.
Now you don't want to listen. Now you're just making it. You don't want to. Oh my goodness! I can't even get this shit out. You're not. You don't want to make. Now you're trying to move the goalpost.
I'm not moving the goalpost. You are moving the goalpost.
You're trying to make it fit.
No, you spoke strictly about Twitter. Okay, I'm speaking about Instagram.
Okay, and we can speak about Instagram.
What is the difference?
But here's the thing: the difference between Instagram and Twitter is the discussion and over time how you can judge a person based off how the tweets were. Exactly. And here's the thing: with Instagram, just like eHarmony, just like ChristianMingle.com, you're gonna put your best foot forward. You're not gonna put exactly. So
you're saying people don't put their best foot forward on Twitter? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean.
Are you saying people don't put their best foot forward on Twitter?
Gloria, over time, you can see exactly how people are responding to different topics. You see a picture of maybe Tyrese crying and stuff like that.
I had a yes or no question. Can people put their best foot forward on Twitter?
But okay, the difference between the two is Twitter is like a forum where you can have that discussion based on, how you respond to this. And over time, you can see how people respond to different topics on Twitter or different posts or different trending topics. On Instagram, it's really just about your life. Oh my God. It's really just about you posting, I went to Aruba this week, post with some witty ass caption. I went to fucking Monaco this week, post caption. This is my food, post caption.
Yeah, but okay, the same way that you just said that I'm, I guess, limiting the views of or the uses of Twitter is the same way you're limiting the uses of Instagram. Okay, because my point is this: the same way you said that Twitter is a forum where you can see how people are responding to certain topics based on the reason or how they use Twitter. And guess how many times you also mentioned it? If you're an active Twitter user, so it's the same way. If you're on Instagram and you're using Instagram to create discussion, it's dependent on how you're using Twitter. It's the same way it depends on how you're using Instagram. So yes, you can actually see how people respond to certain topics on Instagram as well, is what I'm saying. But you know what? Let's move on, because that's not the only aspect of online dating that I want to cover as well. So. Do you feel like you can really find love online?
I can.
Or do you feel like it's just for hooking up?
I could use it for both. I mean, I'm snitching on myself.
You about to snitch on yourself?
I'm not. Bad. No, not even. I mean, I've used. Yeah, I've used Twitter in the sense where I've made friends from Twitter.
Okay. What kind of friends?
Friends that you meet and do
you
friend
hang
stuff
out
with.
These
I don't know. I've actually made a lot of just friends on Twitter. I've also had situations where things may have happened from Twitter as well, just because I met somebody on Twitter. Like I said, it's really easy to fall in love with tweets. It's very easy to fall in love with tweets and a persona or somebody may put out. Like I said, over time, like I said, you can gauge a person whether or not it's somebody you want to give your body to or not. As opposed to Instagram, usually just looking at cars and stuff like that, or say cars, your lifestyle, then being a flashy lifestyle. So you may want to fuck somebody who is posting this flashy lifestyle, as opposed to Twitter, where like you can kind of get a sense of intellect based off a person's tweets and how they talk and how they respond to topics and things that happen in society and stuff like that. So my point, I have been able to make friends on there and friends on there. Yeah.
Friends on there and friends.
And friends on friends. Yeah.
Okay. So you make all type of friends. So basically, would you ever use an app
Nope.
to find love?
I know I would not, because I don't
Why?
have. I mean, an app in a sense, like a dating
Like a Tinder,
app,
like a dating app.
No, because
Why?
I've never had a problem finding somebody or being in a relationship with somebody.
But okay,
I mean,
but you also
that-
met. I'm not saying the friends. I'm saying friends on Twitter.
Yeah.
And so essentially, would that not be the same thing?
It's not, because my intended purpose for going to to Twitter wasn't to find somebody to date or to have sex with or really any of that. The intended purpose of Twitter was just to just talk. Mm-hmm. And it just happened that this came about that. If you're nobody's going on Tinder to make a friend or just to have good conversation with. I won't say nobody, but the majority of people going on Tinder is to find somebody to fuck. The majority of people going on eHarmony, it's not to go find somebody to have Bible study with. It's to have somebody to date or be in a relationship.
Or maybe they could. If
I
they're
mean,
interested, religious.
I mean, no,
affiliations.
but you're not going to eHarmony to gather to evangelize about the Lord. So like my intended purpose of Twitter was not to find somebody to date. It just happened that things came of that. But yeah.
See, for me, I personally don't know if I could, and not for any reason of, I just don't know. Like, I thought about it. Like, they're like, oh, why don't you try online dating? I'm like, I guess I've just never felt the need to. Yeah, it's expensive, and I just don't ever think I felt the need to. I don't think, I guess, in a sense, it's like really an issue of like meeting people. And is it an issue of meeting people? Do you think people are on? I mean, all right, keep stating you don't have a problem. We understand you don't have a problem.
Listen, the reason I don't have it's not meant to gas her. It's like I can't really give a view. I think you have to have somebody who has problems with the dating world,
but
right?
I guess my question is this: if they're online dating, whoever it is, do you think that they have trouble meeting people in real life?
Possibly. I mean,
is there a certain type of person you think online dates? Because that's what it kind of sounds like.
I mean, here's the thing.
Because you keep saying, I've never had a problem. Just because you've never had a problem necessarily attracting women, or I've never had a problem attracting men, doesn't mean that it's what you're looking for. So do you think that people are online because there's a certain type of person online?
I mean, I'm sure everybody wants that perfect individual, right? So I mean, it really depends, because if you're going on all these dating sites to find somebody, maybe you don't have the time to go out, and be social, or maybe you just had bad luck with maybe guys, especially in girls' aspect, guys just being a lot of dicks and just want to fuck in person or some shit like that.
Honestly, so you're inherently saying that men are trash.
I mean, men are trash. I mean, I'm not gonna debate that. Men are really shitty, but that's not the topic for today.
That's another topic.
But I mean, in this case, I feel like what was my point? Oh, the reason why you would go on online dating is either you don't have time, or maybe you just had bad luck meeting people in your circle, and you need to expand your horizons, see who else is out there. Mm-hmm. With me, the reason why I say I don't have that problem, because a lot of the people I've dated haven't been online. My current girlfriend I met in Toronto. Girlfriend before I met at Temple. Girlfriend before was in high school, but between my high school relationship and my Temple girlfriend, I had people I talked to at Temple or met. So everybody was never online. I met anybody. I never had that problem with, you talk to people, sometimes it falls short. So I've never had that problem with actually meeting people. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I can't really say. I mean, luckily enough, I've been successful with, not luckily, but I've also been successful with the whole online thing in terms of Twitter and stuff like that, because
you've been successful in finding your friends and friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no personal experience with that, so I can't speak to that, but I think there's still a kind of taboo around online dating. Would you, because if I was to sit here and tell you right now, hey, Chima, I signed up for eHarmony and dropped $300 to find my next person, how would you react to that? Or I signed up, let's not even do that. Let's just say I even signed up for whatever app.
I'll say
Coffee and tea, whatever that app is called.
Why? I know the why, but it's like,
what is the why?
Like, I mean, because you want to find somebody, obviously, but like, why? I mean, there's just certain people I feel like, unless, honestly speaking, I feel like a lot of people who don't go on these dating sites are very, very picky. So they know exactly what they want. So they want to kind of pick through the bullshit and not have to worry about, kind of guessing or meeting somebody and find out they don't have these certain traits that they want, So that's why they might go online. Personally speaking, I'm really all for. I think that I like the mystery in things. Like, life can be stressful, but there's also kind of excitement in not knowing what's to come and you being able to navigate through things and make things happen. Which is why I don't like, in a sense, online dating, because it's like you're picking from. You're kind of. You're cutting through the bullshit, which I guess could be great.
Could you really cut through the bullshit? Because there's still bullshit on online dating.
I mean,
that means every single person would have been successful with online dating if that was the case.
That's true. I mean, that's
people.
True.
That's a mystery in itself. I'm picking a person from the internet and saying, "Hey, let's go out."
But see,
that's not a mystery.
But you're picking up people from the internet based on what they're displaying, what the preferences that they want, right? So if I say I'm great, this is just like your resume, right? When you're applying for a job, proficient at Excel, nigga, they tell you go make a pie chart that fucking connects to this shit and all that. You just looking like, damn.
Start putting formulas and shit.
Exactly. It was like, and the person that's interviewing you can only go by your resume, based on what you put. So the person technically did cut through the bullshit to find you. It's just that it's didn't.
Still a mystery, though.
It's like you didn't, live up to what you said. So unlike, meeting somebody on the street where you're just walking, you're not necessarily cutting through the bullshit. It's like this person just happened to fall in your lap, and now you're striking up a conversation. Now you're finding out what you may or may not like based on the first or second date or your interactions with that person. So it's weird.
So I guess my initial question, what your response would be to me saying like I signed up for whatever?
I'd be like, I don't know, bro. I'm like, I mean, I support your endeavors.
You support me, so in a sense, there's still a taboo because you're probably like, oh, you must be desperate as hell if you want to.
Yeah,
do you think people on them sites are desperate? Do you think do you think they're, I mean, this is a really vague question, but either way, we're going to ask
I think they're desperate.
Do you think they're desperate? Let me rephrase. Is there a certain age you think that you join an online app?
I think so.
I mean, site or app?
I think so. I think it depends on certain personalities, right? So somebody who may not be good socially may also go on these online sites because it's easier to find somebody. But that also kind of plays in desperation because you want somebody, Everybody wants somebody. Yeah.
Like, we can't sit here and say, is that desperate because they want somebody? At the end of the day,
I guess it's not desperate. You always want to be wanted.
Everybody wants to be wanted. Everybody wants to be with someone. Eventually, let's just say maybe that's not your focus right now, but soon then you're going to be like, I want to be with someone. So is that desperate that they're taking their initiative to be like, hey, let me sign up for whatever app or site or social media and take it into their own hands?
I mean, to each his own, man. Flourish. I mean, if you can find somebody on there, more power to you. Keep the hope alive. Keep the love alive, I guess. But I don't know. It's really interesting, the online dating world. I guess it's because I haven't really struggled in this realm, right? I may not understand, what people who have are going through. I personally, God,
because maybe
I cannot spend that $300. That shit is still hurting my soul. $300 on eHarmony for
spoken like a true Igbo
Oh
man.
my goodness, $300 for a questionnaire, and I just couldn't. I mean, but then again, it's not my pockets; it's your money. If you have that,
exactly. If they have that money, and again, I think maybe they're increasing the visibility. Like I said, would I do it? Probably not. And it's not for any, like, I don't feel any type of way about it. I don't look at anyone who is online dating and saying, oh, they're desperate or whatever, because it could be maybe they have social anxiety. Maybe it's easier for them to meet someone online.
I go for my traditional wedding after meeting you online. My family in the village is like, so, Chima, how did you people meet? Mommy, I saw, Auntie, I saw her online. I went to Google and I typed in her name and she was there. It's Yoko. So, Bruh.
but okay. So even then, like in this digital age, like you said, you can meet someone off Twitter. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? It's still
That's
online.
true.
It's
That's
still an
true.
online platform, which you are meeting them. It's not like you did have I guess what you can say, a natural interaction, which is maybe you met them on the street or you met them out and about or at a party, lounge, club, whatever. I don't know.
I ain't telling nobody I met you online, bro. If we get married, go back.
Why? Like, because some people are like, what if you met them on Twitter?
If we're friends, yeah, I met her online. If we were cool, we were having on this forum. But we're dating, we're about to get married. Zelayo, I saw you when we went to this party and we interacted.
So why is that? Why is that?
Why
is that basically?
I don't know. I mean, I guess to more so Americans or to my friends, I could tell, oh, yeah, I met her on Twitter and stuff like that. You know, we're cool.
Would your family care if you did meet her online? Do you think they would really
care? My
care?
mom, maybe not. My dad's side might. Just because they're quite archaic. They may care, but my mom's like, oh, as long as you can, you know, you're respectful, you can clean, you can cook. My mom will like you. If not, she ain't really fucking with you like that. She's like, nice to meet you. Okay, bye.
So the requirements only is cleaning and cooking.
I mean, and being respectful and not, you know, little things.
Yeah.
Little things. But yeah, for those who actually do the online dating, hey,
well, yeah, like, I think we need to hear from someone who has online dated and what their experiences are, because I know quite a few people who have met their partners on apps and stuff, and it's going strong. I don't know if I could define a way to meet someone that you love, whether it's online, whether it was on the street. Like, if it ends up working, then it ends up working.
I just like the mystery and things. I guess
and
that's what I mean.
Like, online is mysterious.
I guess it is mysterious, but in the sense where, like, I can put in what I want, right, and based on my criteria, then I get a database saying.
But essentially, that's what you're doing from Twitter too.
It's not,
because
though.
no, because because you use Twitter as an example, is why I keep referring back to it. Because you said you're going based off what you see on tweets. Maybe they post a picture here and there, but based on their thoughts and opinions to certain topics is how you're starting to build a bond or some type of familiarity. So essentially, you too are also like, let's just say somebody's tweeting like trash all the time. You're gonna be like, no, I'm not feeling this, and you're gonna move on. That's not something you're interested in, because you saying you like mystery, but what is the mystery on Twitter? If you're seeing someone thoughts and opinions all the time, you already know how they feel on certain topics. You know how they feel about controversial topics, maybe such as an abortion. You know how they feel.
When I shoot my shot in that DM and see whether you catch it when that shot goes in. That's the mystery. I shoot my shot like,
and so like,
damn girl, I got this big dick. It's like, not playing.
Oh my god! So and you know how they think, and you know how they, I guess, essentially feel about a lot of topics. So where's the mystery there? At least on these sites, you don't even have that preface.
There's a mystery.
You don't have that preface. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know how they feel on certain things. You're literally going on a date to see however they feel about whatever y'all talking about, right, and seeing how they feel about it. So where's the mystery in Twitter? There's none, because you already know what they think.
No, there is a mystery, because
you already kind of see how they look like.
There's a mystery as to whether or not they would like you or respond back to your shot. You know, I don't know.
It's the same thing.
I guess so.
It is the same thing. So essentially, you are for online dating.
I'm not at all.
You are.
I'm not,
because you're talking about mystery.
I'm not. I mean, unless she bad and they pull up a badass photo and she, you know. But nah, I'm not. No. I don't know.
What advice would you give to people who are online dating?
Or who are looking to be
like who are looking? They've exhausted all their options, and they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna try this online. Maybe
it's you. Go soul searching. Maybe you're just trash and nobody likes you. Okay. Maybe it's you. That's my advice. Go see the Dalai Lama or something. Go soul search in Tibet.
Yeah, my advice would be like, hey, just go for it. I think, why not?
I mean, do your thing.
You're right. Ultimately, it's do your thing. So if you want to do that, go ahead. I don't think it matters either way.
Exactly.
I don't know if you'll catch me on an app, but you know, that's just what it is. But I think it. Again, sometimes it's just increased visibility.
That's true, though. But guys, if you do want to, I do have a Christian Mingle account. Follow me at Jesus Freak.
You're so inappropriate.
Yeah, just follow me there, and yep, and maybe we could have a connection. It's like, no, let me stop. But yeah, follow me at Jesus Freak. I mean, ultimately, it is your decision, you know. At the end of the day, you just gotta do you. Online dating is just for you. So don't care about what a guy like me is talking about. We're just talking shit on the podcast. But yeah, ultimately, it's your decision. So whatever you want, as long as you find love, I guess the end the end justifies the means, right? So I mean, if you find it through online dating, through Tinder, if you find it through going to a go-go, you find it through going to wherever, you know, taking out the trash. As long as you find that love, that's all that matters. And you guys could, you know, tell your little kids how you guys met. But apart from that, I mean, I think that's all we got on the topic today. Got anything else?
No, that's it.
Well, guys, don't forget what I told you in the beginning of the podcast. You know, visit Black Experience Worldwide. Go to Spaces Philly Mixer. It is going to be tagged in the show notes. You should be seeing that soon. Arms of Alpha coming up. You definitely want to check that out, guys. You know, just fuck with us. And I thank you guys for listening. You know, tune in next week for the next episode of Both Sides Podcast. But it's about to be lit. Thank you for listening to this one. It's a Both Sides Podcast. Peace.
Bye.
I just wanna lay